If you talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. I don't know what you thought, but I've been taught by Yahuwah, by Yahuwah. I say by Yahuwah, you know the all should die, and now y'all all should cry, because the real is back. I say the real is back. I took L's, that's facts, and yet still stand.
Shalom, and welcome back to another episode here at Israelite Talk TV, one of the #1 platforms where you'll get no paid media. Okay. Now, today, family, I'm coming right back at you after my first message I did. I'm gonna release these separately. But I'm coming back to you guys with a quick message, right? And it's titled "A Warning to the Hebrew Israelites in Dimona." Okay, I want to send a warning out to the brothers and sisters out there, right? Before I get into that, first let me say Shabbat Shalom, okay, to all the Israelites that scattered about abroad throughout the four corners of the earth where Yahuwah has scattered us to. Also, make sure you guys share this, get this out to them brothers and sisters out there, so that they can put ears on this, right? I watched the interview that one of the leaders in Israel did in Dimona in the Hebrew Israelite community, right? Let me see some. He did it on the Go Black to Africa channel, right? Let's go here. And I'm just pulling. Let me see. So if you guys go to Go Black to Africa, right? And let me get this pulled up for you guys real quick, right? If you go to Go Black to Africa, right? He had a video that he did, or a live that he did, titled "Israel Recruiting Hebrew Israelites Who Live in the Country. Leader Explains," right? I want you guys to go watch that video if you haven't watched that video, right? Because there's a lot of information that was unveiled in that live when and I don't know what the brother name is, but I'm gonna just call him Go Black to Africa, when he interviewed the leader down there in Dimona, one of the leaders, I believe. Before I get into this, right, I want to say first off, shout out to that brother platform, right? I don't want him to take anything personal, because there's nothing personal against him in his platform, okay? And the leader that he was interviewing, I don't want him, because those all our people, those all our brothers and sisters that's out there, right? I don't want them to take this wrong, but we got to understand that we have to receive constructive criticism when it comes, and we have to be able to yield to accurate information when it's presented. A lot of times we do stuff and we feel like this and that, but then when a higher knowledge come, a higher revelation come, then we have to yield to that revelation, right? Okay. And it's crazy how the brother brought out that we had Israelites that was also kidnapped, okay, and killed, I believe. He said, and I stand to be corrected, either they was kidnapped or they were killed. They lost their life in what happened at that festival that they were at. Okay, that rock, I don't know what type of it was at some type of concert, right? He brought out that there were Israelites that lost their life in that or were kidnapped. And then he also spoke about how there were some that were supposed to be at certain posts. And if they would have been at those posts when all this stuff happened, they would have also got wrapped up into what was going on, right? Okay. And then he also spoke about how now we know that the Israeli government, right, has been trying to kick the Hebrew Israelites out of there that's in that country, right? They worked a deal with them and basically said that if they participated in the army and things like that, then they would grant them citizenship. Okay. Now I don't know that brother personally that he interviewed, but I know people personally that came from up under that system where they were in the military and stuff out there, okay, or what have you, and going through that whole process that our brothers and sisters going through out there on that, and if that brother wants to come online and doesn't have a problem with me, I don't mind interviewing them. Okay. So I don't know that leader specifically, but I know people specifically from that came from that community out there, right? And has given me the layout on what's going on out here, right? So as I was listening to the interview, I could follow along and hear everything that's going on. But here's the problem, right? The first problem is that our brothers and sisters are not supposed to be in that land right now. Okay. That's first and foremost, right? And I'm gonna break this down so you guys can understand it. First off, that land has to be cleansed. Okay. It has to be cleansed, right? And let's just and I want to do this from the book, right? Because what I follow here, right? Just so there's no confusion about what I believe and what I follow. What I believe and what I follow is Tanakh. Okay, we follow and we follow Tanakh, right? And what's considered the holy scriptures is not the New Testament and the Old Testament. The holy scriptures is strictly the book of the law in the book of the prophets, okay, and then the writings, which basically get into the Song of Songs and things like that. So what you guys got to understand, this is what I follow. I don't follow that New Testament because I know that it's fake and it's fraudulent. Okay, it was made up, it was created. Those manuscripts was bought from antique dealers out of Egypt. Okay, there's no Jesus, no whatever name you want to say that's in those manuscripts. Okay, that they have that's bearing record to that New Testament. And it's a whole more slew of things that proves that New Testament is fake. So what we do is we follow Tanakh, and we should be following Tanakh to find out if the things that's in the New Testament is accurate. And this is where the problem is coming in a lot of these communities among the Hebrew Israelites. They're messing around in that New Testament and it's confusing people. Okay, because you're trying to blend Tanakh and the things of the law into some New Testament, some stuff that's been made up. Okay, right. So with that being said, right, let's pull this up, right? I want to walk you down here through this so you guys can understand this, right? When we go into the book of Numbers, right? Okay, let's get this on the screen, right? Let's do this. Okay, and I'm just gonna read this from Blue Letter Bible. Everybody got their own Bibles that they read from. We just gonna pull it up here, right? So one of the things, right, when we go into the book of Numbers, right, we go into the book of the law, right? One of the things that it brings out here, right? Okay, we're gonna read Numbers 35 through 35, 33 through 34. It says, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that shed therein, but by the blood of him that sheds it." Right? Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell, for I Yahuwah dwell among the children of Israel. Okay. Now let's break this down so you guys can really understand what's being said here. Tanakh is bringing out that it is blood that defileth the land, right? So when you look over there in modern day Israel, a land that they have created, right? And the thing that's mind-boggling to me is that the elder, and I don't know the level of understanding that the brother Go Black to Africa possesses, right? I don't know what all he knows, right? I know I myself and a lot of these brothers that's in a lot of these sects know better, right? If you know and understand that Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, right? When Israel is mentioned in Tanakh, it speaks of the people. It does not speak of any land, right? And I felt like the brother was trying to give this brother Go Back to Africa, this fluff. And it wasn't until he began to kind of push back a little bit and was like, well, it's not going to be peace in the land because that's not what the book teaches. Then he tried to kick it to, well, we know the word, and woo, woo, woo. If you know the word, you know this, that number one, Israel is speaking about the people. So that means that for you to leave America and go into there and integrate into that system is out of pocket. How can you integrate into a system that is a fake system? You would have to acknowledge that these people are the descendants of Jacob. Okay, the children of Israel, the children of Jacob, right? you would have to prove that these people are the descendants of Jacob. And if they are the descendants of Jacob, what is all this talk about? I mean, I'm just saying. So we're going to take the brothers in Dimona versus the rest of the other Israelites that scattered abroad throughout the world. That don't even make sense, right? So what Tanakh is bringing out is that the land has to be cleansed. And how is the land cleansed? With blood. This is why when the children of Israel were in that land, and we're going to talk about the southern kingdom, right? When the southern kingdom got removed from that land, right? Because the northern kingdom suffered losses, and the people were removed from that land and went into captivity, right? Now, and they went into captivity into Assyria. Okay, so all those areas that you see over there in the east, Iraq, Babylon, all of these different places. Excuse me. These are where our ancestors are at. The other ten tribes are scattered at in that empire. Okay. And Tanakh bears records for that because that's where the Most High said he's going to sweep back around and gather his people from. So how's he going to sweep back over there and gather people from over there if they're telling us that the 10 tribes are in China and Japan and, all of these different places? No, they're in the places that Tanakh tell us that the Most High is going to be gathering these people from. Okay. First and foremost. So if he's telling us that the blood is what cleanses the land, it tells you that these Europeans, okay, and even if you follow, and I know y'all subscribe to New Testament doctrine tell you that the Gentiles are going to be into the land until the end of the Gentiles, and then they're going to be wiped out of there. They're stealing from Tanakh. But with that being said, the people that shedding blood. So we know that these Israelis, prior to what happened October 7th, right? Let's go beyond that. Prior to that, there has been plenty resolutions with uh, Israel being condemned by the UN for stealing land. Okay. And they're killing and shed innocent blood in that land over land that they're trying to steal. They spoke about the two-state solution. Why ain't the Israelis, the Jews, the Jewish converts stand in the land that they agreed to instead of trying to take extra land? Right. So this tells you that the Jewish converts don't understand this, but yet they come before the world and they're talking this two-state solution when Tanakh doesn't teach anything about a two-state solution. And if y'all the people of the book, then y'all supposed to have all that land. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is we got to stop the cap. Which one is it? You know what I'm saying? Is it a two-state solution? Or so this guy's talking about we have to defend the land. We have to defend the land. How do you have to defend the land when you in captivity? You supposed to be in jail, right? So now let's jump over here and we gonna do this straight from Tanakh, right? It's not what Big Light is saying. It's what is Tanakh saying, right? Now let's go over here, right, and get this shared, right? Okay, and let me get this queued up. Okay, now let's look at this, right? Israel to be renewed for his name's sake, right? Israel to be renewed for his name's sake. Speaking about the people, not the land, right? Now listen to this. Therefore, and we're going to start at Ezekiel 36:22, right? And we're going to read a few verses of scripture, right? Therefore, say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the master Yahuwah, I do not this for your sake, O house of Israel. So once again, let's rightly process. Ezekiel is where? He's in the Babylonian captivity. They're not even in the land of Israel, but yet he's referring to the people as Israel, the house of Israel, right? Letting you know that it's not speaking about the land, but speaking about a people. But for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen where ye went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathens, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahuwah, says the master Yahuwah, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. Right? Listen to what Tanakh is teaching, right? Y'all got to get out of that New Testament garbage because y'all losing y'all mind. Okay. Got to get back to the basics. Now listen to this because this is critical. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all the countries and will bring you into your own land. So now let's stop right there, right? Let's stop right there, right? Let's stop right there, right? And let's get this highlighted, right? Let's get this highlighted, right? For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all, not some of the countries, out of all countries and bring you into your own land, right? Okay. So the question that we have to ask ourselves is, if Tanakh brings out that Yahuwah is going to bring us out of all of the countries that he scattered us from, right? This is what it just said, right? Out of all of the lands that he scattered us from, right? And listen to this. Then will I sprinkle clean water up on you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols I will cleanse you. Right? A new heart also will I give you, and a new ruach will I put within you. Going back to what he said in the book of Jeremiah, where he said, a new covenant I will establish with the house of Israel. Right now, he's going more in depth in the book of Isaiah and breaking down to us and giving us timeline so that we can, in history, we can look through history and say, okay, this happened, this didn't happen. This happened, that didn't happen. And he goes on to say, and I will put my ruach within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. Okay. So what we have to understand, family, is that Tanakh is bringing out and giving us a timeline on when the people are going back into the land, when this cleanse, like we have to be cleansed. All of us right now are unclean because we are in unclean lands. We are in captivity. So there's a cleansing that has to come. And this has nothing to do with that garbage baptism stuff that they have come up with, trying to mimic what has been prophesied from the prophets. Okay. And I'm going to go more in depth in that, but I'm not doing that today. Right. I want to keep this thing on Dimona. Right. So why would Yahuwah, right, go get one group of people out of all the Yahudim that has been scattered all throughout the world, right? Into the four corners, because this is where Judah went, into the four corners, right? And this is who we are. We are the southern kingdom, which comprised of of Judah, Benjamin, and the priests, okay, and the Levites, right? Is what the southern kingdom was composed of, right? And this is the people that ran up out of there, and this is the people that came in. They came and got the cream of the crop, okay? They came to Africa and took the cream of the crop, okay? Now, why would the Most High only reveal one revelation to one group of people and leave the rest of the Israelites scattered out abroad in all the different places that we at? That tells you that somebody vision is not accurate. And I have to tell you from what we just read, that the brothers and sisters should not be in that land. That land has to be cleansed. War must happen in that land in order to rid it of all of the stuff that's going on in the land. I've even saw, and listen, in these judicial reforms, I have saw LGTB or whatever it is, the Rainbow Coalition out there marching, talking about judicial reforms in the land of Israel, right? When Judah should have the government and be running it according to Tanakh, right? So my thing is, what these people are doing over there is wicked and corrupt, and the Most High is going to cleanse that land. And y'all need to get out of the way. Y'all have went out there and integrated into that wicked system, right? Because Judah should be running that. And if you know we the people of the book, why are we involved in a military? You have no business putting out people in a military just so you can get rights to the land and be accepted as a citizen, and they don't even want you out there. After all of that stuff, they're still saying, we want you out of here. Get out of here, go. So what's really going on here? And the leaders have to be better with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, what, and I just hate to say this, and this does not apply to everybody, right? But a lot of times when these elders get older, they lose the fire, they lose the fight, and it's just not in them anymore. And they conform to what's going on. This is why in the book, you always saw those, when those kings start messing up, Yahuwah will, hey, get rid of him. Hey, anoint him, bring him in. You know what I'm saying? Because he know that once people start to get to a certain age, a certain point in life, they start to conform and just say, you know what, we just gonna roll with the punches. No, you got to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. We out here in a war with the enemy. You're in a war with the enemy. You're going to war with the enemy and saying, well, we have to defend it for what? You're not running that land. And I peeped how when the brother go back to Africa spoke about it's like our people don't want to be independent. We want to be dependent on everybody else instead of getting up and doing the work ourselves. We don't need these people. Tanakh tells us what? Do not seek they monies and stuff. Do not seek they you know what I'm saying? They monies and the things they try. Don't seek that. You know what I'm saying? This is their God. This is what they worship. We don't worship that. This is why they hate the Islamic groups because certain things they're not going to bend on. They're not going to sell their people out on certain things. And this is what they don't like because the United States is used, the Europeans are used to getting people to sell out. Just like you see within our communities, all these sellouts, what are they noticing over there? They're having problems in that Middle East because that Muslim Brotherhood is uniting. And they're saying, listen, and even like Saudi Arabia is coming out and saying, nah, what y'all doing is inhumane. We ain't going for that. Yeah, we could talk all this normalization, but we ain't going for that. You know what I'm saying? Because are they going to keep doing? Eventually, it's keep pushing all the people in Gaza. That listen, they want everybody to leave and hey, go down by the Rafah crossing. They want to squeeze everybody into that pocket. So then, before you know it, they done push everybody into the Egypt border, and then the war because Hamas is going to continue. The people are going to continue to fight. So this is why the people should just stay where they at and not go anywhere. But now they're targeting hospitals. And then when they got exposed because they told the people to get out of the hospitals or they were going to bomb them, when that got exposed, now they're saying, well, no, we didn't say that. We'll let you know if it get the woo woo woo. And this is why they got mad at Al Jazeera for exposing them. But Al Jazeera is coming with the facts. So you can't be mad at them because they coming with the facts. I mean, it is what it is. So the bottom line is our people have no business being in that land right now. That land has to be cleansed, and it's cleansed through bloodshed. So when you hear people saying they're killing innocent kids, they're killing this and that, this is what's atoning for that land. You see, because he told you that blood defileth the land, and it takes blood to atone for that land. It's just what it is. And it's going to be the same thing over here in America. All the evil and wickedness and all the blood that's been shed, it's going to come back. And this is what you're seeing from Europeans now. They're distraught. Like, oh, this is going on to Israel, and people are backing Hamas and the Palestinian people. And it's not so much, and you got to watch the talking points because they get tricky with it. Oh, they're defending all the people are speaking on behalf of the Palestinians and what's going on with that. And they don't like that. And do y'all notice how the Europeans, they're not backing down? No, we're going in there. We're going in there. They hate the fact that Hamas got through those security clearances. And the thing that's crazy is they got all these listening devices. They can hear everything that's going on in there. Why they didn't hear about the attack that was coming October 7th? Or did they just leave their guard down just so they can do what they're trying to do now? Is the question. Since they got all this type stuff, this high-powered equipment, and they can hear all of this stuff, why they didn't hear what was going on October 7th? Got to ask ourselves that. So the bottom line, just so that we stand on point, is that they need to get out of there. When you look at this map, right? Okay, let's pull this up and get this added back into the queue, right? When we look at down here in Dimona, right, where they at, right? Let's get this pulled up. So if we get this pulled up, right, and we zoom in here, right? All right. So look, so right here, if we look, we have Dimona that sits right here. Okay. This is Dimona right here, right? Now, when you zoom out of Dimona, right, and you just come over here a few kilometers, what do we notice right here? We have one of their nuclear plants right here, right? And this could be detrimental if Hamas is striking and attacking Israel and all out war breaks out. The places that they're going to be targeting are going to be the nuclear plants that they have scattered abroad throughout Israel, right? These are going to become targets. And if you notice, we got our people sitting right here, right next to a bomb, right? We're in the land and we're right next to a bomb. Okay. So the point that I'm trying to bring out here is that not only are we not supposed to be in the land, but we're posted right next to a ticking time bomb. Okay. Um, they're not able to stop all of the missiles and stuff that's coming in. So if they decided to turn their guns over there and target this nuclear plant, we're gonna have people that's gonna be in trouble over there. So this whole ordeal with our brothers in this land over here is becoming problematic. You are integrated into the land with the oppressors because Tanakh brings out that these people are our enemies. So when he began to say, well, we got ties to the land too. Well, yeah, we do have ties to the land. But just because we have ties to the land don't mean that we integrate in with the enemy. And now our people got to be on the front line fighting their war. We got all these people that's coming out, black people here, the Amari Stoudemire, the people that's not going to go to war and put a gun in his hand and go fight for them people over there in Israel, right? Oh, we need to support this and that. So now they want our children to go over here and fight a war for them. They're not doing nothing for us. What has the Zionist regime in Israel done for blacks here in this nation? When have they ever stood up for black people here in this nation? Is the question we got to ask ourselves. Out of all of the stuff that's happened, excuse me, just to bring out some of the notable, you know what I'm saying, like where are they at when black people are being shot and gunned down in the streets? Where are they at? They're nowhere to be found. But yet they want us to come support, go support. We need to do this and that. Nah. We need to pull our children out of those militaries. Okay, because what are blacks getting here in America? Nothing. We got a crisis that's going. Why ain't they speaking on what's going on up here in Chicago with the immigrants? Where's Floyd Mayweather and them at? Where's Amari Stoudemire? Where's these people at on black issues concerning people here in this nation? They own people. But yet, you know, hey, you can send all this money. You can Floyd Mayweather can send all these packages and all this stuff to Israel. But yet, when we had the Flint crisis, where was you at? Where was you at in Flint when all this stuff was going on with black people in the neighborhoods that's been? Where are they at? They're never instrumental in none of the stuff none of the poverty that's going on in these Israelite communities around this nation where our people are suffering that. So they ain't got the right to speak on none. They don't speak for us, and they know they're protected by those Europeans. And when those Europeans lose power and they get not, see, the thing you guys got to understand is that the rich people are going to be targeted first. These people that have money, whenever there's a war, they're going to be the first one that's going to be targeted. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand they keep their money in their banks. So just like they froze how they did Ye, you know what I'm saying? With his situation, they'll freeze everybody else money in here and won't nothing move. All these millions and I got billions and this and that. If they freeze that stuff, ain't nothing moving. And it would just be in the system. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they act like they smart. They not. They go along with the flow because they have not. Floyd Mayweather money is in this system. He doesn't have, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure he may have certain things, but the bulk of his money is in European banks. He has to do whatever they tell him to do. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, fam, the bottom line is, right, and I'm getting worked up on this because this is serious, right? I can't believe our elders are doing this, right? And then they go before the world and they sit down and they want to talk all of this. There's no politicking that's going on. That land has to be cleansed, and it's going to be cleansed by the people that's in that land shedding innocent blood. Okay, it's going to happen. Whether it happened today or in our life, it's going to happen. That war is going to happen because the theology does not allow for anything else. Jewish theology is that land, and regardless of whoever the people they want to say the people is, Jewish theology says that land belongs to the Israelites, okay, to the offspring of Jacob, right? They agreed to a two-state resolution. And if you notice, it hasn't worked, and it's not going to work because it does not agree with Jewish theology. Okay, is what ones must understand. Okay, so they're going to continue to keep trying to steal land as long as they're over there, and they're going to keep pushing the Palestinians out of there until they get that land that is in the Bible that's been promised to our people. Okay. So now we're going to sit back and watch and see what the Arab world is going to do. It sounds like they're going to go into it sounds like the Zionists are going to go into that land, okay? They're going to jeopardize more Israelites on the front line fighting a war that has nothing to do with us. Okay? And it does have something to do with us because these people have stolen our identity and took our identity and want the world to believe they are the people of the book. And the proof is in the pudding. Yah is not with them. He's not standing with them. If he was, he would have prevented the attack that happened on a Shabbat day 2 weeks ago today. Okay. And he wasn't there. Okay. He hid his face. And the thing that's interesting is that whenever these type of moves happen, right? There always are going to be prophets in the midst of that. My question is, where are they prophets? Where are they prophets at? If listen, family, and this goes back, and this is not only to the Zionists, this is for the Hebrew Israelites that's in Dimona. Where are your prophets at? Where are the prophets at? Because anytime the Most High is moving through the land and he's gathering his people Israel, there are always prophets involved. This is the channel in which he communicates with the people. He worked through the prophets. Where are they prophets at? Where is the Zionists? Where are they prophets at? Who is directing them in this battle? The United States. Because why? It's the United States land. They're not saying that the God of Israel told them this. They're waiting on the United States to get. Listen, these people are masked up down here on the border and cannot go because the United States has not given them the green light. And why haven't they given them the green light? Because the United States told you we have to protect our interests in that area. What interest is that? The land that the Zionists are inhabiting right now. So the United States got to get all they big dogs in the area, all they kids. Hey, listen, before y'all do that, wait a minute. Listen. I know y'all want to go in there, but what happens if they lose and they don't win that war? What happens? What happens to the people that's in that land? Are they able to still inhabit that land? And what happens if they lose that war and get kicked out of there? That's going to be the biggest blow ever to the Zionist regime if they get kicked out of there. Then what? Because the Islamic regimes know and understand that these people are not the people of the book. They understand that these people are converts. This is why the president of Palestine came out and said that they are not Semites. Okay? So my question is, where are the prophets? Where are the prophets for our Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters that's in the land that's saying that Yah told them to go back into that land? And why haven't the words that was spoken or the vision came forth and all the Israelites in all of these places and where we've been scattered from come back to that land and inhabit that land? What's going on? So once again, we got actions that's taking place, and we know, and we do know and understand, right? As we study Tanakh, when Yahuwah went to go move the people out of Egypt and bring them into the land of Canaan, right? Which they have now called the land of Israel, right? There was prophets involved, right? Because we know Moses was a prophet and we know Aaron was a prophet, right? This is the channel in which the Most High operates through, the prophets, right? We know that Jeremiah was in the middle of the expulsion of the Jews from the land, from the southern kingdom when they messed up. All of that was moved through what? What channel? The prophets. The prophets told them this is what's going on. This is what y'all said, and this is what happened. When they were in captivity, there were what? Prophets in there. Ezekiel, as we just read, which spoke about what was going to happen there and also what was going to happen in the future to the future kingdoms, right? Same thing with Daniel. This is the channel in which the Most High moves through. And if the people don't have that testimony, Yah is not with them and have not instructed them to do none of this stuff they're doing. And this goes for the Israelis, the Zionist regime that's in there, that's moving against Palestine, that's moving against the Palestinians. Okay, they have no word from Yah. Okay, they've never had. Listen, and when you look in these European nations, okay, everything they have stole as far as spirituality is concerned. They have stolen it. When you go look at ancient Rome, ancient Greek, the ancient empires, there's no prophets that come out of them lands. None of that. None of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, fam, I'm gonna wrap this up. My message is that they need to get out of the way. That's first and foremost. Okay. Let those Europeans fight their own war. Why are you over there fighting a war when you know that these people are still in land over there? And this is what this whole conflict is over. Them still in land. Okay. And we're gonna support that. We're gonna put our people in the military and send them out to the fight when we know what Tanakh teaches. Come on, man. We got to do better than that. And if the spiritual leaders are getting to a point where they can't, then we got to get them out of the way, you know, because this is crazy, man. So I want you guys to pass this along. And if any of those brothers want to come on Israelite Talk TV and want to talk about it, let's talk about it. We can crack the book. I'm with it. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? We can crack the book. And I just showed you, and we can go even more in depth to show you that what's going on out there is the people are in rebellion. Okay. So with that being said, I hope y'all enjoy y'all Shabbat day. Y'all stay safe out there. And I'm signing off here on Israelite Talk TV. Shalom.